Okay, hey guys, welcome to the video again. This is Afro and today we're going to build this counter app in JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. As you can see, it's a very simple app. It's going to be just a minute. So let's get started, and we are going to need just 3 files. And inside this index.html file, I'm going to type exclamation mark and then hit enter. This is going to give me a snippet, and I'm going to change the title to counter in JavaScript. And I'll go ahead and go to the body, and I'm going to create a container. And inside this div container, I'm going to add h2 tag for the heading. This is going to be a counter app. So go ahead and put a counter app in this h2 text. h2 heading. So after that, I'm going to also add an h4 tag for the sentence that we're going to put. And in this sentence, I'm going to put some random text. For example, in this, I'm going to put, I have studied for dash hours. So this hour is going to be in a span tag. So I'm going to, it's going to be easy to select and edit it and add and or subtract from this span tag. So I'm going to leave it as this. And after that, I'm going to create another div for the buttons, so they can be together. And the first button is going to be, of course, a minus operation or a subtraction, and the second button is going to be an addition. And for these buttons, I have to give class name for both of them, and the first class name is going to be minus, and the second is going to be plus as a respective operations. And after that, let's see how all this is looking. So I'm going to run it in my browser, and so as we can see, without any styling, it's looking like this. And so let's go back to our editor and give it some styling. So we're back on our editor, and I'm going to add a link tag to link my style.css file. And while I'm on it, so I'm going to also add a script tag to add the script file that I'm going to use later. So after that, let's go ahead and go open the style.css file. First, I'm going to style the body, and inside the body, I'm going to use display flex and align item center and also justify content center, so it can be on the center. And I'm going to give it also a background color of this color code. I'm going to select using the color wheel in this in the VS Code editor. And after that, let's go ahead and grab the container that we had. So in this also, we're going to have a display of flex and flex direction of column, so that they can be listed downwards. And it is going to have a border so that we can distinguish it. And the border is going to be 1 pixel, solid and black. And so far it's looking like that. And after that, I'm going to add some width. It's going to be 400 pixel, and I'm going to align the items to center so they can be on the center. So now they are on the center. And to add another style, I'm going to also add a height that will be 200 pixels. So it's perfect now. And I'm going to add a margin top to make it come down a little bit. So the margin top of like 100 pixel, but no, 200 pixel. So now it's on the center. And also I'm going to add some background for this. And I'm also now going to select some color from the color wheel, and you can also choose whatever color you want. Now it's looking good. And let me add some one last thing, which is border radius. It's going to be 10 pixel. Now it's looking very good. And now let's go ahead and style the counter. That's going to change. But before that, I have to go ahead and give the class name of counter to the span that I created earlier. And after I give it a class name, I'm going to I'll go to the CSS file and give it a color of an orange red. I'm going to use this color because I like it. And also I'm going to bump up the font size a little bit, 30 pixel. Now it's looking good. One more thing on the container div. I'm going to give it some font family that I like. You can choose whatever you like. And now it's looking a lot better now. And let's go ahead and style the buttons. And for the buttons, I'm going to use the tag name. So I can style both of them at once. And I'm going to have a background of this color code. And the border is going to be none. And let's add some width. It's going to be 50 pixels. Now it's looking a bit good. And after that, I'm going to increase the font weight to 700. And the font size is going to be 20 pixel. And now I'm going to change the colors a bit because I don't like them. And also I'm going to add a hover element for the button. And when I hover, when I hover on it, I want it to change the background and become a little bit transparent. So I'm going to copy this RGB code and add a 0.8 next to it. So when you hover around it, it becomes a little bit transparent. And on the button, I'm going to add border radius of 10 pixel and the cursor of pointer. So enough with the styling. Let's go to the scripting. Open the script.js file, and we're going to grab the counter that we have had in the span class, if you remember. So it can be changed or manipulated. It can be added or subtracted. So I'm going to use a variable to represent this counter element, and I'm going to go ahead and select it using document.query selector and adding the class name in quotation. And next, let's create a variable to hold the value for the counter, and it's going to be set to 0 at first. And let's go ahead and select the first button using document.query selector, and using the class name we have set for the buttons plus and minus. So the first button I'll select is going to be plus, and don't forget adding dot if you're using document.query selector to get their class name. And after that, we're going to add an event listener that listens to a click event. And when it's clicked, it's going to run this function, and it's going to just take the counter and change the inner HTML to X++. So it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to copy this whole line and change it so that it's the same, but I'm going to change the class name to minus. So I'm targeting the minus button, and also I'm changing the function to change the counter variable to x minus minus. And when we go ahead and try it, everything is working as it's supposed to. When I hit plus, it's going to increase, and when I hit minus, it's going to decrease. So that's it. And thanks for watching.